Hi, Trish. Trish, I think you're the only one that's registered for the session tonight. So
okay.
Do you have questions for me?
Not really. I guess I was more looking at it as an informational thing. This would be my daughter's first year at doing this, and I was just kind of trying to figure out exactly what is like the difference between the Bronze Award and like say some of the other stuff that she would have to more. I understand that she has to do more as far as community service and fundraising for it. I guess I didn't really know if there was a difference between what her actual project had to be.
So she's in 4th or 5th grade then as a junior Girl Scout?
Yeah, she's in 4th grade.
Just making sure. So the difference between the Bronze Award and a regular take action project like they do when they earn their journeys or such is that you have identified a problem and you're implementing a solution to that problem rather than doing something that is like a one and done. Because when you implement a solution to a problem, it changes something.
Right.
So that's the main thing. So as a Bronze Award, has she done a journey?
She did one last year as a brownie.
Okay. So she needs to do. Have you looked at the council's website? Are you
okay?
Let me actually back up a second. Are you with Badgerland Council?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes I talk to people and they're not with Badgerland Council, and I should make sure I should just level set. Let me share my screen, and what I'll do is I will go on the council's website and I'll show you a couple of resources. And we are working to build these up. We are focused on building up our Gold Award resources first because they're getting revamped. But then as soon as we finish doing that, which our goal would be by the summer, silver and bronze are the next ones that we're going to do. So I just went to the main page and I type in bronze here. Okay. This is the easiest way to find it instead of trying to figure out where it actually is in here, right?
Yeah.
And so then there's this one that says the Bronze Award. And so I go here and you could see where it is, but again, it's easier just to put bronze in there. So here is a guideline book. Okay. And this is one of the things that we will be updating. Like I said, we haven't gotten it updated yet, but this is one of the things that we're looking at updating. But you can see here, the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure, she needs to make sure to complete a junior journey. Okay.
Okay.
And then after she does that, she starts thinking about who she might want to work on her Bronze Award project with. She can completely do it individually. There are girls that do Bronze Award projects individually. Most of the time they do it as a troop.
Yeah, she's gonna do it with her troop. I don't like not knowing things, I guess.
I appreciate adults that like want to just better understand. And so, but anyway, so you can walk through here, okay, and see some of the ideas. And then here's some ideas for projects. Again, that take it beyond community service, take action project. And then there is, I'm trying to find the place. I know I'm flipping through this really fast.
No, that's okay, because I will probably just go pull it up and print it out, so I have it in hand anyway.
Yep. So there is a couple of short videos here, not very long at all. Okay. Here, this is this isn't necessarily bronze specific, but this is how to choose your take action project. So like when the girls are making a decision on what they want to do. Counting hours, project advisors. Sometimes bronze award projects don't necessarily have project advisors outside of troop leaders or parents.
Okay.
But here's another thing. And some bronze projects don't have any money involved either. But if they do, here's the information on budgeting and fundraising and the budget. Again, depending on what the project is, they may or may not need to do fundraising, because depending on what the project is, it could be a small amount and they decide to use troop funds to support that, especially if they're doing it as a troop. Or, they say we want to each sell. It depends on what the project is, 5 or 10 boxes of cookies. And that 5 or 10 the profit from those 5 or 10 boxes from each of us is going to go into the kitty to work on the bronze award. However the girls want to do it. This is an important one that people often forget, is the time log. And so this time log, there should be one for each individual girl. Okay. And sometimes the girls will do activities together. Okay. Especially when they're planning and doing things like that. And so then you would write down what the activity is, the date and the amount of time that, the individual girl spent on it. So like, let's say it's a 3-hour meeting and she had piano. And so she was an hour late. Well, even though all the other girls are going to have 3 hours, she should only have 2 hours. Okay. But there should be activities on here where they have worked individually too. One thing that I try and do, and it's harder to do with bronze, it's easier to do with silver, because when they're a cadet and they're working on their silver project, the maximum size of the group is 4 girls. At bronze level, there is not a maximum, so the whole troop could work on it on their own. But for both bronze and silver, one question that comes up quite often is, we have this girl in our group who isn't carrying her weight. What do we do about it? Right. And so one thing I encourage the adults to have the girls consider and think about as they're planning what their project is going to be, again, whether it's bronze or silver, is have every girl identify what her interests and skills are. And so for example, maybe we have someone that's an artist. Well, then maybe they design any flyers that we need. Maybe we have someone that's a writer. Well, then they're responsible for writing the press releases to promote our project. Maybe we have somebody who is not afraid of public speaking and we have to go talk to the city about a project. Well, then they should lead that conversation so that each girl owns a piece of it. Right. But then there will be times where girls work individually. Again, in bronze, they might mostly work together, but I want to, share as you grow so that you can understand the future too. In silver, obviously, when you have a smaller group, there are going to be times when they need to work individually, especially if you have assigned specialty pieces to each one of them. Right. So let's say we've given one of the girls the writing responsibility. And so she's writing the articles. Well, maybe she spends an hour or 2 writing those articles. Well, then on her time log, she would have that, and none of the other girls would have that on their time logs. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So at bronze, they're probably going to be pretty similar, but there should be some nuances. Somebody misses a meeting or does this or that. And each girl individually totals their hours and has to meet the hour requirement. And I think for bronze, we'll go back there in a second. I think for bronze, it's 20 hours.
I was told it was 20.
Yep. So, some of them, again, will each get credit for, that hour or 2 hour meeting that they're having. But in total, each one has to meet that 20-hour requirement. So if we have that girl that has missed 3 or 4 meetings and she's not doing any work on her own outside of it, she's not going to have her 20 hours, right?
Right.
So that's the time log. And it's, even though, especially if at Bronze, when they really work as a troop group, it's really important that the girls learn about the time log and understand it and start to try and do it. Because again, this is progression, and using that time log is practicing with that time log for Bronze is going to help them then when they get to Silver. And now they have to do a 40-hour project, and there is more independent work. And it's really important for them to be tracking all of their time. If we start by practicing with the Bronze Award, it makes doing it at the Silver Award level easier.
Okay.
And then at the end, there is this final report. The troop leader can fill this out because it just lists all the girls. But I really like the girls to each do this page on their own. Okay. And then have the troop leader just combine all the answers into here rather than the troop leader answering these questions. Right? Okay. Because then the girls, that's part of the reflection. So like when you do a journey, after they've done their take action project for their journey, they kind of reflect on what they did and what they learned and everything. This is the reflection of their Bronze Award, right?
Okay. Yep.
But the troop leader can combine all the answers then and put it on here. But again, this helps the girls practice, because at Silver Award, even if they work as a group, each girl is supposed to fill out her own final report.
Okay.
So again, it helps them practice the reflection piece to help them grow for the next level too.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I think I just have maybe it's more of a clarifying question with an example in there. You said that for these, the project would more be something that is long lasting or changing something in the community, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So my daughter, and we haven't really picked anything as a troop, but she loves to do stuff at the animal shelter. So would that, if we made blankets or something for the animal shelter that they could reuse, is that considered something that's long lasting then, or changing?
Yep. So Bronze Award does not require sustainability. So that's that permanent change. Doing blankets for an animal shelter at the Bronze Award level is definitely an acceptable project. So yes, that is acceptable. When you get to Silver Award, they're going to want to expand that a little bit. And I'm going to just use the same project. They really shouldn't do the same project at each award, but I'm going to use the same project as the example. So at Silver, instead of making the blankets and donating them to the animal shelter, at Silver, maybe they go talk to the animal shelter and find out what they need. And if they need the blankets, then they make the blankets, but maybe they also partner with the library and they do a class with some other kids and have some other kids that aren't Girl Scouts, right? So they reach out to the community, come into that class, and they all make the blankets together and then donate them to it. So you just expand that step further.
Okay, gotcha.
What other questions do you have?
I don't really think I have any other ones. I'm just, kind of just gathering information, because I kind of figure if, depending on what she decides to do, it may be something more that's done over the summer as she goes into 5th grade. Because I don't like being out in the cold, I'll be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And the summer is a great time to work on the Bronze Award project. But the key piece is have that journey done before they get out of school then.
Okay. All right. I think that's all. I'm definitely going to look over those resources too. But otherwise, I think that answered all of my direct questions I had, because I was just really wondering what the difference was between the Bronze Award versus just the regular journeys. And that was definitely covered. And I appreciate the fact that you let me ask specific questions. I do very well with like an example type question. So
Absolutely.
I think I'm good otherwise.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's why we set up this chit chat, because we wanted people just to be able to come in and get their specific questions answered. We didn't want to have necessarily an agenda and then people still go away and go, I still don't know what I want to do. I need to know X, Y, Z. And we want to support everybody and be able to answer this specific questions. So I'm very happy that you joined. If you come up with further questions, the committee has email account separate from council.
Okay.
So it's GSWIBC. So Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Badgerland Council, the 6 letters, GSWIBC awards, like highest awards. So GSWIBC awards at gmail.com.
Okay.
So if you come up with any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Like I said, the committee is really working on expanding so that we can not only support our Gold Award Girl Scouts, but also our Bronze and Silver Award Girl Scouts, and they're supporting adults. So we are happy to answer any questions that you have. That's what we're here for. And we want to have our girls be successful.
No, I definitely appreciate your time. I think it's not really this topic per se, but I also signed up for the Dialing in a Project Award on Wednesday. Is that very similar to what this would be, or is that going to be something different?
That is a very structured. So just so you know, that'll be me too.
Okay.
But that's a very structured program. And what we do during that program is we teach the girls, and they're adults that are monitoring. We teach them three tools. We teach them 3 tools for brainstorming and identifying most important to least important, and strategizing and comparing interests that they have and skills that they have to needs that they have in their community to help them brainstorm great projects. So that because the more interested the girls are in a project, like you said, animal shelters, so many girls, especially in 4th and 5th grade, our junior Girl Scouts really love working with the animals, right? And animals is one of the examples that we use during our training because it's very broad, right? Everybody loves animals. But we really show how you take something that you really, really are interested in and finding an issue that you can solve, a problem that you can solve, and putting those together, because when girls are really interested and excited about what they're going to be working on, the projects are so much more successful, and it doesn't feel like schoolwork or tedium to the girls.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to double check because I didn't want to double up if I doubled up on the same type of meeting, but that does sound very more different and much more educational as well. Yep. So I will definitely stick around for that one then too.
Sounds great. Well, it was great hearing from you, Trish, and I will see you again on Wednesday then.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.